Hi everyone, Alba here. This is going to be a video of a Vision of Destruction. This is a raid level 18 or 20 if you do it on Elite. Anyways, it's located in the subterranean, and from here this is already a raid area, meaning it's able to do it with 12 players and you will not be able to do it with a hireling. Anyways, I'll hand it over to Warjack from now. Hi everyone, Warjack here. The first thing you need to do is you jump into the subterranean and you'll jump down to the right. There are these things called living spells. The one over here I always kill, because if not he runs after you and spams you when you try to open the door. As you can see, this lever is locked. There's a lot of levers in the subterranean like this, runes or levers, that to activate them you first must kill the monsters that spawn next to it. It's only the monsters that spawn directly next to it. The ones far away you can just ignore and just run past. Also, I'd recommend you coming into the subterranean and running the path to the raid before doing the raid with a group, so that you're confident that you can get there by yourself. That way you don't feel like you're going to get lost, or if the group runs ahead, you're screwed. Here again there's a rune. I don't really have to kill this guy, but I don't want him spamming me while I'm trying to get the door. This will teleport me deeper into the subterranean. At this purple sign, I'm going to go left to go through the door. The way to the raid is technically the hardest part of the raid. Well, the most technical part of the raid. And it's very important to know how to do it. As soon as you go down the stairs, you take a sharp right and go back up these stairs. Once you reach this platform with the rune, from here we're going to jump down. If you look down, there is 4 platforms you can stand on, little buttons, and there's one in the middle. You must stand on all of them. I'm going to jump to the first one. I'm going to activate it. Now, these 4 runes, or 4 platforms, are necessary to open up the gateway.
This portal channels the power of the battleground.
If you fall down, there's stairs to take you back up.
The gate to the enormous Devil Fortress.
The last one you can either reach by doing a long jump, or if you climb up on these rocks, you'll have a high vantage point where you can jump down. Now that's 4. The 5th one needs to be activated by a monster. There's something called a death veil, that if you get too close, it will kill you. And I'll show more of that at the end of this video. Anyways, there's a purple barrier who's now down, because I got all 5 of those runes or switches. Now I'm past. Just to note that the center one you cannot access yourself. You have to have a monster to step on it. That is why I wasn't killing all the monsters around me, because I needed some of them to walk through and step on it for me. Anyways, a wrap around to the right. And this takes me to this bridge above the fiery gate down there. And at the end there's a lever. It's kind of in the dark and it's pretty easy to miss. Just do select next and you'll find it. There you go. That lever opened up the fiery barrier downstairs. When you jump down to the left, there'll be a shrine that now is opened, and you'll get a chest. So even if you're just doing this to open up the way, to learn the way, every time you get to the end, you'll get a chest. So it's another little thing, a little bit of compensation for your time, I guess.
Beyond this portal awaits you, Oromari.
Yeah, and here we are. This is the portal that leads you in to the raid. Vision. A vision of destruction. There's a little room over here that everybody can step into, but once you cross the portal, the raid will be locked. This entire raid is taking place in this small, tiny room. It is the smallest raid room in DDO. That's why I said before, the way to the raid is technically part of the raid also. I'm just gonna buff, and as soon as I'm ready, I'll start. This raid basically focuses on just pure DPS. But there's also these traps. There's 8 traps in total.
Through the fortress,
They have these spinning blade traps.
Devil General of Shavara, architect of the infernal.
Barking a command, the horned devil sets his bodyguard.
First wave you'll have of monsters are these 4 guards. Elite guards. I'm going to get rid of 3 of them. Then I'm going to take care of the rest of the traps before I move on. If you're planning on soloing this quest, you must be able to either be tanky character who doesn't take too much damage or have some way to heal yourself. If you have a character who focuses on evading stuff by running around, this is not the raid for you trying to do it solo. Everything over here teleports. That includes the boss, the Green Devils, and the Orathons. And it's a tiny room that doesn't give you a lot of room to run around. And finally, you'll see later there's a special attack that makes it even impossible to get away. So this is definitely a raid for somebody who doesn't move around so much and is focused on standing in one place. Anyways, I've got all the traps. I'll get the last guard and start with the boss. He has damage reduction of silver and good, so having one isn't good enough. If you're doing this at a low level, you definitely should make sure you've got a boss beater. Here you can see I've got the special curse. This curse prevents me from healing myself. So I'm taking my curse pots I'm putting him on my hotbar. That way I can always click it as soon as I get it. This is something that can wipe a raid if you're not focused on it. If your tank gets it and the healer doesn't realize he has it and keeps on healing him, he'll just die. If the tank is focused on beating the boss and doesn't realize it and doesn't get his cursor off also. So I'm making sure I've got it on my hotbar, and so should you. You should probably make sure you've got a good stack before you go down to this raid. Running out of them halfway through the raid is not very good. And there you go. As soon as I get the curse, I hit my shortcut on my hotbar and that's it. Go back to normal. Any minute now should be the first round of Green Devils. Again, every time, as soon as I get a curse, make sure I take it off. This is the first round of the Bearded Devils. I believe there's 5 rounds of these guys. Come at different points at the main boss's health. Different points in the raid, the boss will go up top and will become invulnerable. Can't hit him, you just have to wait. Meanwhile, it'll spam you with spells. I have evasion, so it doesn't bother me at all. This is already the second round of Green Devils. I think the best strategy is always to make sure you take care of the trash first, and then go for the boss. As you can see, the boss can teleport around, so if you're a character who's focused on running around, like a ranged character, this will not work in this raid. We'll just keep on teleporting to you and catching you. As you can see, this raid is pretty straightforward, so as long as you can handle the damage or either heal through it, it's all about DPS from now on. So it could take some time, but it's definitely something you can solo, most likely pretty easily. Anyway, since it's taking a little bit of time, this might be a good time for some shoutouts. Yeah, anyways, I'd like to make some shoutouts to all the different viewers who've been coming to my channel lately. I really appreciate it. I mean, thank you very much. This channel started not so long ago, maybe half a year ago or something. Got like 4,500 views. My machine build video got already 1,000 views. It was a lot for what I was expecting, especially for a new channel. Got 80 something subscribers, and I'm starting to see that I might be able to eventually get monetized. So I mean, thank you very much to everyone. I really appreciate it. I mean, without you this wouldn't go anywhere. So I really hope you guys are enjoying this content, and I'll try to do my best to make more videos, and I hope you really enjoy it. Anyways, yeah, so thank you. Okay, as you just saw before, you can get hit with innervation and you'll take negative levels, so make sure you've got some kind of death ward. I was using my death ward clicky, but it ran out, so no big deal. These days, if you run this raid with a group, the amount of DPS is so high that the vast majority of the raid, all you're doing is sitting and waiting for him to come down from his perch. Because as soon as he drops down, people destroy him, and then he just jumps back up and you have to wait. So getting to actually fight him in solo, it's kind of funny. Usually I'm not used to this. I come in with a party and it's over before you know it. Anyways, this is definitely a raid that somebody at maximum level should be able to solo by himself. And as I mentioned before, the hardest part is getting here consistently without getting lost. So practice that once or twice. Once you feel confident, you shouldn't be scared to join a group or open a group. Just write in progress and start walking to the raid, and say you're starting in 20 minutes, and once you get there, whoever showed up and came in, that's who you've got. And if nobody shows up, so you'll do it solo. Big deal. This raid actually has one piece of gear who's still relevant today, and I'll be showing it at the end of this video. There we go again. Here we've got these round of bats. There's two different kinds of bats who spawn in this quest. There's the regular kind, the ones you just saw right now. They just come and fester you, but they're not a big deal. And then there's some special bats who spawn towards the end, when he's down to 10%. I'm just checking if there's any place you can climb up or maybe a safe spot or something. Doesn't seem like there is. It doesn't feel like it's that important, but whatever. Maybe for a low level. So these spikes are a trap. Can't disable them. Yeah, now I'll wait for him to finish a cigarette break. I don't know what he's smoking over there. Here we go. This is his special attack. All of these white or gray or purplish colored devils, these pit fiends, have the special attack. They hit you with this chain attack that prevents you from moving. That's why I mentioned that if you're a ranged character or some other character who focuses on running around, you're not running anywhere with this. If you're doing this solo, there's no way to avoid it. It's just you, so you're going to be the target. If you're in a group and there's a tank who takes the aggro, so definitely it's no problem. But if you're a very squishy build, and the only way to avoid damage is by running around, you're gonna have a lot of problems in this raid. Anyways, we're almost done with the rounds of these devils. Fun fact, Sulamati's the raid boss over here actually shows up also in a different raid. Where there he shows up as a sidekick. And I have a feeling that he has a little bit less hit points over there. Over here he's the main raid boss. And over there he's like a sidekick, so. And I'm not sure. And I don't think it really makes a difference either way. Yeah, so basically for the second half of this raid, second half of beating down the boss, you'll be stuck in place if you're doing this solo, because he'll continuously hit you with his chain attack. It doesn't allow you to move. And I'm doing fine, so big deal. I gotta say, doing this raid solo gives a good sense of accomplishment. It's nothing that's too hard or too long. It's pretty straightforward. I think there's a lot of people who don't join this raid just because they're terrified of the walk up to the raid. Not sure how to get there. And they're afraid that the party's gonna run ahead, and that scares them. So really, that is the thing that you should practice, the way to the raid. Ooh, that should have been the last round of the Bearded Devils. This is the second round of the Elite Guards, Orathons. There's 4 of them when you start this raid, and now there's another 4. As always, get rid of the trash before you continue hitting the boss. Anyway, this is the final stretch. Here we go, these are special bats. When you kill them, they explode. They detonate. They do fire damage. you don't mind, would you turn off the UI and give me an opportunity to get some good shots for the thumbnail and such? I just want to have some kind of good clear plates. Take something out of before you kill him. Yeah, sure. No problem. Just a second. Here you go. That's good. Yeah, this is great. I think that one of the big problems in raids and DDO is you have these cool bosses you never get to take a good look at because you're always so busy either avoiding them or blasting them. You never really get to take a good look and look at them. And you don't get to fully appreciate the time and effort that the developers put into making whatever this cool boss. So if you're coming in and you're overpowered, maybe you too should stop and, take a good look.
Our treatment's right hand falls in defeat, sputtering promises of vengeance and future destruction.
Anyways, that's it. Underneath is 3 chests in total. This is a nice clicky, but not really relevant today. Yeah, and that's it. Whoops, sorry, I forgot to show the XP card. Anyways, I'm gonna make sure I pick up my reward because if not, the raid timer won't reset. Oh, here's something I want to show off. You can see there's these 4 switches. There's the one in the middle. Even if I put on Death Ward, as soon as you touch this veil, you'll instantaneously die. You cannot cheese your way through it. Also, if you're standing on one and you want to jump to the other one, you're not going to make it. There's something very important to know, especially if you're doing this like on the hardcore server. Finally, here are the goggles. As you can see, they get 15 spot and search. You have true seeing. If you have 2 pieces of the set, it will also give you ghost touch. I don't know if it's worth it, but anyways, even without it, it's definitely a cool item. And it's definitely worth your effort trying to get it. Anyways, as always, if you've enjoyed this video, please go like and subscribe to the Outbar DDO channel. I really appreciate it. It was very fun for me, and I hope you enjoyed also.